Good evening. You're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. 800 million Omani riyals is the volume of government investment in the special economic zone in Duqm in the period from 2017 to 2020. The United Kingdom seeks to increase the volume of commercial exchange with the Sultanate to £3 billion British pounds. A ceremony is held in Al Mazyuna Free Zone to lay the foundation stone of a dry port project SASCO. And with local and international participation, the Conference of Investment in Culture reviews the successful experiments in the cultural investment. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has sent a cable of condolences to the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud of Saudi Arabia, on the death of His Royal Highness Prince Asad bin Faisal bin Abdulaziz Al Saud. $800 million Omani riyals is a volume of government investments in the special economic zone in Duqm in the period from 2017 to 2020. These investments include 75 projects in the field related to infrastructure, oil and gas sectors, as well as petrochemical industries. The Special Economic Zone Authority in Duqm implemented plans related to the protection of investments in the area and establishment of 3 main water drainage channels and 2 dams. It will also work to complete the works of the dual carriage road between the refinery and the port. It is worth mentioning that an estimated value of $7 billion Oman Oil Company and Kuwait Petroleum International Company signed an agreement yesterday to develop projects of Duqm refinery and petrochemical industries. The United Kingdom seeks to increase the volume of commercial exchange with the Sultanate to £3 billion British pounds. This was stressed by His Excellency Dr. Liam Fox, British Secretary of State for International Trade in UK. In a statement to Oman News Agency, His Excellency said that the British government allocated £1 billion to increase the volume of financing exports between Britain and the Sultanate. He also clarified that the bilateral relations between both countries witnessed a growth in a number of fields, especially the commercial, economic and investment fields. He hailed the steps taken by the Sultanate's government to diversify the income means to deal with the sharp fluctuation in oil prices. To enhance the commercial exchange between the Sultanate and Lithuania, His Excellency Dr. Ali bin Masoud As-Sanedi, Minister of Commerce and Industry, met His Excellency Linas Linkevičius, Lithuanian Foreign Minister, and his delegation. During the meeting, they reviewed the existing opportunities of the joint cooperation between the two countries in the field of information technology, financial technology, health, laboratories, and foodstuff sector. Enhancing the health cooperation between the Sultanate and Lithuania, top discussions between His Excellency Dr. Syed bin Sultan bin Yarab Al Busaidi, advisor of the Ministry of Health for Health Affairs, and His Excellency Linas Linkevičius, Foreign Minister of Lithuania. During the meeting, they discussed benefits, opportunities of experiences and the applied programs in the government hospitals in Lithuania. A ceremony was held in Al Mazyuna Free Zone, affiliated to Public Establishment for Industrial Estates, to lay the foundation stone of a dry port project SASCO. The Free Zone's strategic location of the border of the Sultanate of Oman and Yemen made it the Gulf gateway for transit trade to Yemen and Eastern Africa. The project is expected to enhance investment movement in the area, which is distinguished by facilities it provides for custom procedures and commodity clearance. Uses of lands in the governorate of Muscat and South Batna amid considerable growth by real estate market in the Sultanate were discussed at the meeting of the Technical Committee for Urban Planning Interim Mechanism. It also reviewed the phases completed in National Urban Development Strategy project in the Sultanate. The project is coinciding with efforts being exerted by the Ministry of Housing in enhancing the organizational and legislative aspects of real estate sector in the Sultanate, such as enhancing real estate development project law and facilitating procedures for investment in this sector. The meeting was chaired by His Excellency Engineer Saif bin Amr Al-Shaksi, Under Secretary of the Ministry of Housing and Chairman of the committee. Developing capital market and banking sector topped the meeting of the State Council office, which was headed by His Excellency Yahya bin Mahfoud Al-Mantari, Chairman of the State Council. During the meeting, they discussed the project protecting Falaj locations listed in the Global Heritage and the report of Culture, Media and Tourism Committee. They also reviewed the project of trademark system law of Gulf Cooperation Council countries, which was forwarded from Ministers' Council. The Investment in Culture Conference started at National Museum in Muscat. It was organized by the Cultural Club in cooperation with the Ministry of Heritage and Culture, the Omani Economic Association and Beit Al-Zubair Foundation. A number of world countries took part in the conference, as well as numerous participants from the Sultan's different academic, cultural and service institutions. The scientific committee of the conference received about 120 research papers from various Arab and foreign countries, adding that 38 research papers were selected according to some scientific criteria that aimed to selecting the serious papers with a clear empirical and practical perspective. Still to come in our news bulletin. The musical night in Sultan Qaboos University witnessed 8 musical pieces performed by 40 participants.
تذكر أول لما كنت تحوم بسيارتك وتدور على بيت للإيجار؟ الحين صار الموضوع أسهل مع أوليكس. اختار الحي والمنطقة اللي تريدها واستلم البيت اللي تبغيه. حمل تطبيق أوليكس ودور بيت أحلامك.
Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. Formation of organizing regulations and legislative laws related to fish oil and powder production factories in the Sultanate and the follow-up of work progress plans for fish investment projects were topics discussed at the workshop organized by the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries Wealth. The event was held in cooperation with the Food and UN Agriculture Organization, FAO. It aimed to organize investments in the fisheries sector. During the workshop, the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries Wealth reviewed the organization foundation for investment mechanism with regard to establishing projects, health and environmental conditions and standards of products. The FAO visited factories and projects and evaluated them. It also came up with some recommendations with regard to best utilization of fisheries wealth in the Sultanate. The main committee of Ajial College project held its 20th meeting, during which it discussed the architectural designs of the college facilities as well as the programs and specializations that will be available in the college. The meeting also focused on the time period prepared by the royal establishment to implement the works of the facilities. The meeting was headed by His Excellency Dr. Ali bin Saud Al Baymani, Vice Chancellor of Sultan Qaboos University. Major General Matar bin Salim al-Balushi, Commander of the Royal Army of Oman, received Brigadier Dr. Qadir Nizami Por, Deputy Chief of Staff of Iran's Armed Forces for International Affairs, and his delegation. During the meeting, they exchanged points of view in a number of matters of mutual concern in military field. Air Vice Marshal Matar bin Ali Al-Ubaidani, Commander of the Royal Air Force of Oman, also received Brigadier Dr. Qadir Nizami Por, Deputy Chief of Staff of Iran's Armed Forces for International Affairs, and his delegation. During the meeting, they exchanged point of view in the military field and discussed a number of matters of common concern. A delegation from the National Defense College of Jordan paid a visit to the National Defense College in Beit al-Falaj, where they were received by Major General Salim bin Musallam Qatan, Commander of the College of National Defense. The delegation was briefed about the facilities, educational system and electronic networks with the latest standards in the college. The Ministry of Higher Education and Bank Muscat signed an agreement on cooperation in international scholarship field. This came within the framework to enable the Omani youth to continue with the university studies as well as to enhance their knowledge and skills. As per the agreement, the bank will finance 20 scholarships for general diploma students of the social securities and low-income families to the study and the colleges and universities in the Sultanate. A musical night was organized at Sultan Qaboos University by Music and Traditional Arts Society. More than 40 participants took part in the event. They played 8 musical pieces, proving their skills in this field. A number of talented students also displayed their creativity in music and singing. Traditional arts from the governorates of the Far were also performed in the ceremony. The Ministry of Regional Municipalities and Water Resources organized a workshop on safety and quality of processed foods at Hormuz Hotel. More details in the following report by Abdullah bin Ahmed Al-Rabai.
As part of the Food Safety Week, with the targeted goal of improving the level of awareness on the importance of food safety among all segments of the society, a 2-day workshop began today under the theme Your Health in Your Food. The focus of today's topics has been on how to read and use a food data card to promote awareness about health food safety for public. Led by specialists from Sultan Qaboos University as well as specialists from other educational and organizational bodies. Today's session also witness Food Safety and Quality Strategic Research Program, Food Allergies, How Can the Food Industry Protect Consumer, Packaging, a method of protecting identity of the food, food processing and potential role of microorganisms in food safety, various chemical use and their major health safety concerns. Understanding the nutritional quality also was the topic covered. It's worth mentioning that Food Safety Week also include exhibitions, lectures for school students, joint field. And the Ministry of Regional Municipalities and Water Resources has been exerting its level efforts through implementing awareness programs in order to maintain preventative measures for food safety, and number of violations in various food products such as meat and other food items were identified and action were taken accordingly.
حياتنا اليوم تتغير بسرعة ونحتاج دائما أن نخلي مساحة لكل جديد. عشان تغير من قديمك لجديدك حلك الأفضل هو أوليكس. حمل صورة أغراضك اللي ما تستخدمها على أوليكس مجانا واستلم فلوسك نقدا من المشتري. حمل تطبيق أوليكس وبيع قديمك عشان تجدد.
Now for the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Clear skies will prevail over most of the governorates, with chances of low clouds and fog over the coastal areas. Winds will be northeasterly light to moderate. Seas will be slight with a maximum wave height of 1 meter. This is the Sultan of Oman television. Before tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. 800 million Omani riyals is the volume of government investments in the special economic zone in Duqm in the period from 2017 to 2020. The United Kingdom seeks to increase the volume of commercial exchange with the Sultanate to £3 billion British pounds. A ceremony is held in Al Mazyuna Free Zone to lay the foundation stone of Dry Port Project, SASCO. And with the local and international participation, the Conference of Investment in Culture reviews the successful experiments in the cultural investment. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the studios and the newsroom, it's good night.